Hello, my name is Alan Mayer and I'm a retired Anglican priest. I'm taking us through the Bible in 365 short readings. Today we are continuing to look at the early monarchy, the period between Saul and Solomon. And today we're in the story of King David, and here he comes as a young man arriving at the court of the first king of Israel, Saul. The first book of Samuel, chapter 16, verses 14 to 23. So the Spirit of Yahweh deserted Saul. Instead, Yahweh sent him an evil spirit, which tormented him. His servants advised him, "You are being tormented by an evil spirit sent by God. Just give the order, and we'll find a harpist for you. When the evil spirit comes, the harpist can play, and that will calm you down." Saul gave the order, and one of the aides said, "Jesse from Bethlehem has a son who is a good musician. He's also courageous and good-looking, a good soldier and a capable speaker. Yahweh is with him." Saul sent messengers to Jesse, saying, "Send me your son David, the shepherd." Jesse sent David to him with a kid, a donkey laden with bread, and a full wineskin. So David entered Saul's service, and Saul liked him a lot. He chose David to be his armor-bearer, and he sent to Jesse, "I like David, let him stay with me." And from then on, whenever the evil spirit God sent overcame him, David would play his harp, and the spirit would leave, and Saul would feel better and be well again. Yesterday's story has all the markings of a well-thought-out link. Today's passage, then, may well have been the original beginning of the saga of David. The source of Saul's illness may well have been the stress that Samuel was putting him under, pressure to behave with a callousness and a violence that was not really in his nature. Attributing it to God sending an evil spirit is not what we would do today, but music therapy might well, even now, play a part in treating such stress-related illness. In a very human way, we see the introduction of a young and talented shepherd into the court of the royal household. Some scholars have said that the words "the shepherd" were added to the story at this point to make a connection with the linking passage we read yesterday, in which David had to be fetched from keeping an eye on the sheep. Jesse's family were obviously known personally to the members of the royal household. At that time, there were continuing military confrontations with the Philistines, and David, who was well liked by the king, was given the responsibility of transporting Saul's personal armour and weapons. We shall hear more about this tomorrow. Here we see no conflict between David's family and Saul's, but only willing cooperation. Perhaps originally, David and his family were glad to support the existing monarchy, and the real conflict came later with Saul's jealousy of David's successes in battle. This is a more likely origin for conflict than God sending an evil spirit to him. Things were not going well for Saul, under pressure from Samuel, and at the same time, he was losing popularity to this humble young underling. Like many of us, Saul wasn't seeing things as they were. He was seeing things how he was. Eventually, Jesus was offered to us the gift of the Holy Spirit to lead us into all truth. We do need to see things as they really are and not rely on our subjective impressions, which may just be our own imaginings. Tomorrow, the saga of David continues as, surprisingly, he defeats the enemy champion, Goliath. We'll see you tomorrow.